Hey, I'm Blair Best, and tonight on The Story, we begin in downtown Portland. This week, officials are continuing the push to revitalize downtown. Yes, they're still trying to find ways to do that. But this comes as stricter regulations and increased fees are hitting small businesses and you who may want to park downtown. It's our big story tonight.
I do want to just talk about bringing that Portland spirit, that opportunity to restore and repair and revitalize the community that we also love so very much. And that's what today is about.
That was Portland Mayor Keith Wilson celebrating for the first time in 6 years the return of Sunday Parkways in downtown Portland. That's where streets are closed off for a community block party. It's run by the Portland Bureau of Transportation. Here's PBOT's director.
We're proud to bring Sunday Parkways back downtown as a part of the city's intentional effort to revitalize the core of our city.
Okay, so you heard it there again. Another way the city is trying to revitalize. Well, not everyone who works downtown is feeling that support. We caught up with the owner of Cafe Nell here on Northwest Kearny Street. PBOT is now ordering them to remove parts of this outdoor dining structure, which they put in place during COVID, because the city deems some of it unsafe.
That this platform that had existed for 5 years was now 4.5 feet too close to this intersection. We also had to remove a step out here.
Because they said it was a safety hazard?
Well, it was covering, it wasn't covering the water meter, but it overlapped the edge of the water meter.
Got it.
So I was being fined for having a rug on the sidewalk, but meanwhile I can show you photos of 8 to 12 tents totally blocking the sidewalk within a 4-block radius of here.
Do you think that these restrictions on businesses like yours are kind of working against that message?
Of course I do. The city should roll out the red carpet to those of us who are digging in deep and trying to stay a part of the community. Sending a business a fine and a threat, that's not working together for a solution. And why wouldn't you want to do everything that you can to help us survive and thrive? Is the city going to be better off if I close this restaurant down? Is this community going to be better off?
A PBOT spokesperson tells me they gave Cafe Nell 6 months to bring their structure into compliance before being fined. The owner has made some changes and is currently going through the appeal process.
We continue to work together with community partners and the restaurants who want to do the outdoor dining. There have been some instances when we've had to make some adjustments. We've been making adjustments over the course of the past several years, especially post-pandemic, to bring things back into some sense of order. That's really important. While we want to make sure we're helping businesses to activate, we need to make sure that we're doing so responsibly and that the right-of-way is maintained well. So we've put some guidelines in place to help folks to conform to the expectations. Sometimes that does come at some burden to folks, and we're working with them to figure out how we can best support their needs.
And not to mention the increased parking fees, making it more expensive for people to visit and work downtown. Exactly what the mayor and others have been pushing for. Parking in downtown Portland will now cost $3.60 an hour. Just 3 years ago in 2022, it was just $2.20 an hour. But another change when it comes to parking downtown will take effect September 2nd. Parking enforcement hours, which currently end at 7 p.m. every day of the week, will be extended to 10 p.m. Monday through Sunday. Here's what the mayor had to say when we asked him how these increased parking fees can be seen as working against the city's effort to revitalize.
You know, we see downtown foot traffic increasing, but fees are a way to just fund that transportation network. When we look at our roads, they're crumbling. We see it outside of our windshield, we see it under our bike tires. We have to find ways to fund our infrastructure. But we do see a downtown that's revitalizing. We see the renaissance that's coming. We can look at it, continue to look at it, to work with our restaurants and our hoteliers to make them successful.
We've had a lot of conversations about parking, the new extension of hours, the increase in the fees for parking per hour. We hope to be able to continue to work with partners, as we've heard feedback, to make adjustments to ensure that the things that we're implementing are actually working in support of their businesses being able to survive and thrive.